Alright guys, Manchester City have just beaten Liverpool by 4 goals to 1 and Man City were the better side, definitely coped better with the opposition going forward than Liverpool did, because Liverpool took the lead obviously, and it was a well-worked goal, well played by Diogo Jota to hold the ball up for Salah and nicely taken finish. But the problem was Liverpool couldn't capitalise on the space that City were leaving behind fully, and in the second half it was all one-way traffic virtually. Liverpool didn't test Ederson at all in the second half. So yeah, City fully deserved this victory. And yeah, there's not a lot more to it as well. The City goals, they were all well worked, but I felt as though Liverpool's defending was poor once again, because there was just far too much space left in behind by Liverpool's defence, despite the fact that the way that the teams were playing, Liverpool actually played with an extra defender. Liverpool played 4 at the back, whereas City played a 3 with John Stones almost playing midfield alongside Rodri. So, you know, it's not good enough from Liverpool really when you put it like that. And I think part of that, you have to look at the midfield. The midfield 3 that Liverpool started with, of Elliott, Fabinho and Henderson, they weren't covering the ground as much as City's midfield were, and City were just a lot more dominant on the ball as well. So it's not good enough from Liverpool. And yeah, Julian Alvarez for me was the game changer in this game. I felt a lot more nervous going into it with City having Alvarez starting than I would have done with Haaland, because I think with the physicality and power that Ibrahim Konate has, I think he could have dealt with Haaland. But when you come up against Alvarez, who's a lot more nimble and likes to come deeper and get involved in build-up play more, and look to play players like Jack Grealish and Riyad Mahrez in behind, that was always where Liverpool were going to struggle. So I think Alvarez made a huge difference in this game. And I think he will make a bigger difference in the bigger games when City come up against teams who are going to try to attack them, but also defend very well and have top quality centre-backs who can deal with players like Haaland. I think they're going to be better off playing Alvarez. So that's just my opinion. But Haaland obviously is going to be a ridiculously good goal scorer, but to what cost is the real question, as we've been saying all season. But the other player who was outstanding in this game was Jack Grealish. Obviously, he got his goal. He got the 4th goal. A nicely taken finish, but he was having a great game long before that goal went in, and for me was probably my man of the match today. He made Trent Alexander-Arnold look stupid at times, to be honest, especially for the 3rd goal. I thought he was brilliant. Was it Gundogan's goal? I think it was. And yeah, it's just frustrating, to be honest, because it feels like I'm just repeating myself so many times this season as a Liverpool fan. So yeah, Liverpool just can't mix it at the moment with teams like Manchester City, and that's a big issue for them. And yeah, I mean, it's not like Liverpool have a great record of winning at the Etihad anyway. I think the last time we won there in the league was in 2015. So, you know, Klopp's only ever won there once in the league. So I wasn't really expecting a win today, but I was hoping for, you know, a competition at least, which it wasn't in the end. The first half, Liverpool held their own for a good 35 minutes. But even the first goal, even Alvarez's goal, the amount of space that's left behind, and it eventually falls to Grealish, who manages to square it to Alvarez. And the problem is Liverpool are still trying to play this game where Alexander-Arnold and Robertson push forward, but Liverpool haven't been able to get the numbers back in defence to be able to, you know, balance things out and stop being vulnerable when the other team, in this case Man City, gets forward and tries to not necessarily like instantly lightning quick launch a counter attack, but just like come back up the pitch with the ball, because that by that time Alexander-Arnold and Robertson are having to pick someone up who's in front of them, because they don't have the time to look in behind, because by that time they've caught out of position, and players like Kevin De Bruyne and Ilkay Gundogan, Riyad Mahrez, Jack Grealish, like Man City have loads of them, obviously, can play a ball just like that, and, you know, the game's changed. So that's one of the problems that Liverpool are facing right now, just the lack of defensive stability after an attack. So it's what Liverpool have been so good at exploiting for many years under Jurgen Klopp now, that is now their weakness, the fact that they can't get players back in time and stop a counter-attack from the opposition. And even when Liverpool do go forward, when like today, front three of Salah, Gakpo and Jota for the majority of the game, Jota just looked really laggy in this game. He seems to have lost like a yard of pace at least, which is not good. It was one of his main strengths, being able to run forward with the ball, but he just can't get away from players now. Gakpo wasn't too bad, I guess, but it didn't really do enough for me. Held the ball up well at times. And Salah, he took his goal really well, but I didn't think that Liverpool managed to get him up against Nathan Ake enough, because Salah obviously has, you know, the better of Nathan Ake in a foot race, and can get past him, as good as Nathan Ake is. So that was one of Liverpool's faults, not being able to get Salah up. And I didn't think that Klopp made the right substitutions at the right time either. Bringing Nunez and Firmino on, but taking Salah off, it was a poor decision in my opinion. I think Jota and Gakpo were the two that needed to come off, and Oxlade-Chamberlain coming on was just a bizarre decision for me. I couldn't understand that one at all. I didn't see what difference Ox was going to make, and yeah, it's just completely questionable at times today. I think some of Klopp's decision making as well. The first half, there was talk about the referee. Okay, the referee's trying to keep his cards in his pocket, and I think it will be a question. There will be questions raised over should Rodri have been sent off for a second yellow. For me, it could have been. The first one was definitely a yellow. The second one, I think he gets away with it because there was a foul prior to it. But the referee wasn't handing out yellow cards willy-nilly. So, yeah, if he's trying to be consistent, then I guess Rodri shouldn't have been sent off. But I thought, to be fair, it was Hooper, wasn't it, the referee? I thought he had a decent game. He didn't get much wrong, and there was a blatant dive from Cody Gakpo in the second half on one of a few occasions that Liverpool did get the ball in Man City's box, and he managed to get the call correct. I think Gakpo could have been booked for it, to be honest. The dive was that bad. But yeah, this game ultimately has just shown how far Liverpool are off Man City right now. And yeah, I think another thing that's going to come out in the papers as well is the way that Guardiola celebrated the Man City equaliser. If you haven't seen it, a few of the Liverpool subs walked past, and Guardiola gets in their face a little bit. It was mostly Kostas Tsimikas who got the full brunt of it, and yeah, Guardiola, it's hard to tell, to be honest, because you can't really tell if he's having a laugh or he is trying to, you know, get a point across, or he realises what he's doing and this is going to come out in the media and it's going to make him look like he's got his revenge on Liverpool for what happened earlier in the season, which was stupid. The fact that there were, you know, coins thrown at him, that's obviously, you know, horrific. So, yeah, but it's just one of them, isn't it? Guardiola's team won, fair play to him. But yeah, I can't really think of much more to say, to be honest. Man City, they're you know, trying to catch up Arsenal, and this is a huge result for them ultimately. Yeah, that's all there is to say really. And for Liverpool, it's not a, you know, the fact that they've lost away to Man City isn't bad, but it's just how they did it really that's more disappointing, I think. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you next time.